So the journey from these is challenging. So the challenges of legacy technology, as an example, as we said earlier, legacy systems are siloed. They're difficult for agencies to locate, share, and analyze data across the board, and especially when you're in time-sensitive emergencies. When we look at the outdated platforms that expose agencies to heightened risk from cyber threats, when you look at the manual processes and complex management requirements that continue to drive up costs, consume your IT staff, diverting resources away from mission-critical applications. When you look at the lack of flexibility that are required by modern data workloads such as AI and analytics, but they're constrained by the legacy solutions that are in place. So really, you need to look at a multi-stage journey, if you will, and first and foremost is build the foundation. And I'm going to use an evil shun word, as we jokingly have called it over the past, but consolidation. And really the first step is around consolidation. And that is establishing a unified data platform that securely and reliably, supports all the workloads, whether it's on premise, whether you're in the cloud, or whether you have a hybrid cloud strategy. But the emphasis there is being placed on cost effectiveness, simplicity, and the ability to scale as needed. Then we have to look at the transformation, another one of those evil shun words, right? And that's how do you go about automating your workloads and adopting observability tools and AI ops for proactive monitoring and management. This starts to let your team shift their focus away from infrastructure focus and management to looking at more of the strategic outcomes. We like to say in Pure, we want you to be focused on your data, not on your infrastructure. When we think about cyber resiliency, again, implementing modern protection, ensure rapid recovery, immutable backups, ransomware detection. These are all important things right now as we look at the continuing and evolving threat landscape that's out there. Application modernization, as far as moving legacy apps into cloud or hybrid environments. Think about containers, virtualization, modern databases. All these things need agility and enabling seamless scaling across the board. So these are extremely important. And then when we look at finally data activation and innovation, it's unleashing the value of the data, right? At the end of the day, data is the most important asset that is in a data center. It's interesting when you ask that question of folks, sometimes data doesn't come out as the #1 response in that regard, but data is the most important asset that you have in a data center. So the Enterprise Data Cloud is a modern data management architecture that's designed to unify, automate, intelligently control all aspects of the enterprise storage across your on-prem, your cloud, and your hybrid environments. And it's not a collection of separate products or point solutions. It really is a single software-defined operating model that virtualizes your storage resources into a global API-driven data fabric. So what this does is allow you to break down your data silos, eliminate those manual and reactive operations, and truly deliver business outcomes with cloud-like agility, simplicity, no matter where the data lives. So if you think about it, your data can reside on-prem, your data can reside in the cloud, but to you at the end of the day and to your teams, it looks like another storage array across the board, and you have that single pane of view and look into that data. You asked about what is the intelligent control plane. So that's simply the brain, if you will, that powers the EDC. It's not a standalone product or dashboard, but it's an operational layer that connects the infrastructure, policy services, and automation into a seamless system. What it does is it ingests the data and telemetry across the storage footprint, applies the policy decisions that you established, and automates those responses in real time. So, and within the data environment itself as a unified whole, it's spanning locations, workloads, protocols, clouds, and doing so rather than in a fragmented arrays or isolated cloud buckets. Focus on the data. So if you will, modern data management drives clarity, it drives control of your data, and also drives cost efficiency. So when you think about adopting a modern storage solution to simplify data environments, reduce risk, remain agile to the business, you need to prioritize strategies that will enhance clarity and control over your data. So you can get to those predictable costs, you can get into transparency, you can optimize your resources, you can make sure that you have resiliency baked into the decision-making process, because technology is going to continue to evolve. That resiliency is going to be key. And whether or not it's increased cyber threats or the other side of the spectrum being budget deficits, you need to have a solution that's going to be able to grow or be able to sail those choppy waves, if you will, as they come.